Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for coming to Deb Chanel's 48th World, where we do recaps and reviews on just about all the housewives of each state. But right now, we're going on the Real Housewives of the Potomac, Maryland area. So basically, we're recapping from last episode, or I should say, part reunion one, and we go back to Robin when she was trying to ask the question of Katie about biracialness and why Katie is just not recognizing herself to align herself with the black community. Why is everything having to have to be on a Western, European Western type of solidification for who she is and stuff? So they just going back and forth, and Giselle and Robin are like pro-black and all of this, and Katie is more so Jewish and white. And she even goes on to say throughout part Union 2 that she don't consider her children black because they don't look black. Now, we ain't even gonna go into that stupid statement that she made because it's just not even relevant. But anyway, in defense, Katie goes in to, she don't really recognize or answers Robin's question fully. She just goes on the attack to Giselle about asking about race or being so concerned about race. And she just don't understand it. She still consider herself to be biracial. Katie simply says out of her own mouth that she don't consider her children entirely as being black because they don't look black. Okay, then we go to Andy. And Andy asks Ashley, how does she feel about biracialness issues? And Ashley answers him back about Giselle and Robin are just too much on this black thing. Everything that comes out of their mouth is black this, black that. And she just don't focus on it, She considers her mother's black. I'm guessing her father's white. I'm not sure. And then, Katie considers, well, her father is white and her mother is black. But she wants to throw the Jewish spin in there somewhere. And Katie wasn't even baptized into that faith. Her mother was, or her mother took up the Jewish customs studies. And I just don't know because it's too much. And if a person just don't want to uh, openly say what they are and be solidified in that, then you pretty much have to dust your feet off their doorstep or that particular issue that you're talking about, race, and just leave it alone because it's going to be an ongoing issue. Race, politics, religion are just too much to even try to discuss with an individual that differs from yours, because it's just going to always go on and on and on. It's going to be drawn out, and it's just a lot of, people just need to identify with what they feel comfortable or they feel themselves is, and people have to just respect that. That's my take on it. So we're moving on for that subject. And he goes on to say Michael never grabbed his behind because he also asked, and Robin was asking too, Katie, is that a white thing? Because, when black folks, you trying to talk about you finna grab their behinds unless, you're in the gay community and around gay solidified people. That's something that definitely a black man is not going to take too well at if you try to grab their butts, patting the butt in football arenas and stuff of that nature, baseball or whatever. That's expected and that's shown, and nobody has anything really to say about it. But you try to grab a straight black man's butt, I'm pretty sure you will get some defensiveness and maybe even a pop in your head, in your face, or it's gonna be some damage done towards the negative. And I don't even think you can grab anybody's butt unless you're in the gay community scene, whether it be black, white, Asian, Native American. You just can't go around grabbing people's butts that are heterosexual, is what I'm saying, within any race, but thought you're going to get something negative thrown back at you. And usually it's going to be a punch or so. It's going to be assault type of charge looking at. But, he goes on to say, well, he can't say one way or the other because, we all know gay. Andy's gay and stuff, but he was trying to make a reference that Michael may not be gay because he would have from how I took it, like he would have been okay with Michael grabbing his butt, So I guess in his defense, he was trying to say, well, Michael's not that gay because he's very selective of who he try to grab the butt to, meaning maybe I'm assuming, excuse me, gay people just like you grabbing their butt. But then again, I can't make that assumption because that's a generalization. Maybe, some gay men don't like another gay man that they don't know grab their butts or that they know very little of. So it was just a real blanket generalization of what race would be acceptable, what race wouldn't, to be making a fair assumption. So we move on to that, and then we go to Andy again. He's showing past clips of what's her name? Hey, some of them so boring, you can't even remember their names. But Sharice, past clips of her incidents with having a breakdown over her husband Eddie, him not coming to her birthday party, just him not really being around, period. And very little was shown of the kids, but he goes on to say he had heard some tea on the street, and it's pretty much reputable tea. He goes in and asks Sharice, how is their marriage doing? Has he contacted her, this, that, and the other? She said no, they haven't contacted. Really, by being on the show has worsened their relationship, which I can't believe, how it could be even worse, because whether you're on a public forum, platform such as the women on Potomac, and Sharice being a party of that, she could still run her mouth throughout their society or their community, and the word is still going to get out that their marriage is in trouble and more than likely looking for a divorce proceedings to be happening. So you can't blame the show on it, because like I said, he never wanted to be on the show, and Sharice had pointed out that it was because of the cameras. He didn't want to be filmed and this, that, and the other. Because, all publicity in some people's eyes are not good publicity. But when you're in the entertainment industry, people tend to say bad or good publicity as long as you're staying relevant in the news. So, have people talking about you. So that's their saying, not mine. But anyway, he goes on to tell her that word on the street is that her husband had been let go from Rutgers University. And, I guess she didn't want that piece of tea spilled out. And she certainly didn't want Andy to bring it out. But she should know on reality shows, they bring out the worst as well as the best. And most the latter. I mean, the first one, the worst, is what they really try to expose. But she was going on also to say prior to the ending of the show, which she should have said when they were really talking about Eddie from the beginning, when he asked her, or he told her about her husband being fired or let go. Either way you want to choose it, it is what it is. But she was saying that he's no longer speaking to her at all. Because of her being on the show, but she was trying to do her. She didn't care about him, this, that, and the other. But she's being kind of coy as well when Andy was asking her, is this a sign that they may get back together since he lost his job? And I'm like, Andy, you so tacky and messy. One that has nothing to do with the other. If he didn't love her when he had a job, how he gonna love her when he don't have a job? And then she don't want him when he down. You know what I'm saying? Especially when she been down from the beginning, on the good and the bad. But then he just gonna leave her, and when things are kind of good, he didn't want to work on their marriage because he was fooling around with everybody else from what the streets are saying. Now, I don't know if it's true or not, but absence supposed to make the heart grow fonder, and he's been absent a lot longer, and he ain't been standing by her, so evidently he's getting his fun kicks with somebody else or some other women. So Ashley did give her some good advice. Hey, if you're not happy, you need to make some changes to make yourself happy. And if it means getting a divorce, then so be it. Let the chips fall where they may. So I was on board with that little thing she said. But anyway, she didn't too much want to talk about the divorce. She didn't want to talk about Eddie. She just said, we can talk about the kids, we can talk about me. And I don't understand why she was having such a stank attitude. I mean, it was just really ugly. I mean, I'm like, okay, now I watched you all these different episodes, and from 1 through 12, and well, from 1 through 10, because I think the show stopped at episode 10, and then 11 and 12 are the reviews of the reunion. So, but she just had a stank attitude, and I'm like, and then she was trying to form this sister circle and all this. I'm like, where's this sister circle information coming in where she would be playing a part with you all on this panel? I mean, the only person I knew that was kind of snooty, this, that, and that, but she was kind of funny with it was Karen and Giselle. But Giselle didn't really take to me as being snooty. She was just very outspoken. And she said it with gracefulness. But, Karen, she used to make sure Don, the grand PCC thunts, all that kind of stuff. The, the matriarch of the little group. But, Charisse was just always, I mean, she was funky when the first episode came on. She was trying to have some little barbecue at her house, but it just throughout each episode, you start seeing a sensitive side and a humanization type side of her. But I don't know what happened. Maybe they had this bad times with each other prior to the show ending, and they just edited that part out because she was just she was acting like a real heifer. Well, you know what I'm saying? She was just really getting under my skin. Like, okay, see, that's why I didn't like you from the get go. You had just showed me, who you were from the beginning. Then you did a 360-degree turn because, we were feeling you about the divorce, like you were having real human issues and stuff. And we could relate to you as an individual. But then you just got ugly. This first and second part reunion, I'm like, what happened? You went back to your old. I was just sick of her. But anyway, we're moving on from her. Then Andy goes on to ask Cherise how does she feel about the clothes of these ladies, the show and everything. And, she said she would deal with Katie. She was having a little dealings with Karen, but she's not anymore. And I don't know where that came from. So I'm like, what is going on with you, honey? What is going on? So we end there. We go back to Ashley. And Ashley addresses Charise's question by saying she needs to make a few changes, just like I said earlier. And if she wasn't happy, she needed to get happy. You know what I'm saying? Because they was in the sister circle when they went up to Bethany Beach and having some time out with Katie at her little beach home that Michael owns and all of this and the other. And it's like they were trying to bond. I'm like, ugh. But she went on and got smart with Ashley said, you don't know what I'm going through, honey. And it ain't made for TV that you be dropping no tea on me about my comings and goings with my family. So stay in your lane, and sit back. Like, damn, why she get upset with her? But anyway, we go to a commercial. We come back. Then Andy's still on Charisse. He's asking, did Eddie... did you felt some kind of way when he didn't come to your birthday party? Or, was it because the cameras was in the house and all like that? And she just briefly said yes. He didn't want to show up because the cameras was filming. I'm like, no. That's not it. You're not being true to yourself. He didn't come because he didn't want to come. He didn't feel you, wasn't feeling you at the time, and felt you for a long time. Just keep it real, boo. Keep it real. But anyway, moving on from her, we went on to Katie and Andy. Andy goes into showing Katie clips and how much she had tried to get Andrew to marry her, and and the ending of the effects of her doing so. Yes, she got engaged, but it was like a forcible engagement. He could care less and da 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 da, because before the show came back for part one reunion, the girl had got a ring bag. And, it has some tea behind it, but she really wasn't spilling it. She just said they had a little argument. They had been having arguments since that engagement scene. They broke up, then they got back together, and then, he still wanted to be with his friends and do all this, that, and the other. And he wasn't including her, honey. He wasn't including her. And it was just a hot mess, because it definitely surprised my ass when he got on his knees talking about he finna do so. I was, wait a minute, hold up. You had no rapport with this woman. You talk down to her all the time, nice, nasty, and you come and go as you please. And it just shocked me. But then when the end result really, really came out, it was what I had thought all along. The man was crazy. And he was just probably getting his little 15 minutes of fame, trying to ride, her wave of success or what little she's having on the show. Because, like I said, she's still looking like a buffoon. And she, whatever smart she has, it did not show in the first season. Maybe she can improve herself with the second season. And she can focus more so on her children instead of what she was trying to get out of it. I have no idea. Then she let T slip out that she was divorced for 14 months from her first marriage. Now, Katie, come on, baby. That's not even 2 years to give yourself. And then you trying to throw your little kids, and they so pretty. Also, another man. Are you kidding me? You already have a ready-made family. And that is a lot for any individual, any man to even try to comprehend. And it's bad enough that they have to take care of themselves. And then it's taking on a little bit more when you talking about, them taking care of you. But then you add kids, it's not theirs in the mix. Girl, please, you got to find somebody special. And Andy is not that kind of special person, honey. To me, he gives me, again, I say the tease of gayness. And I wish he'd just come on out and tell people what he is. And let's just recognize him for what we pretty much already know about him. And he just stopped all this download mess, okay? Tipping in two baskets. And y'all know how I feel about download men. Can't stand if you don't quite comprehend it. You can catch the conversation over at SNS. What is it? SNS Let's Talk About It. And my dual show that I share with my daughter, it should be in the comments section, the description box. You go over there, you can find exactly how I feel about it. And I'm just sick of Kate. I mean, she made me sick when she's like she was just chasing after a man. If it was Andrew, if it wasn't Andrew, it would have been somebody. I'm like, sit your ass down, little girl. Please sit yourself down. Get yourself together. Put some prayer in your life. Get yourself a career other than this modeling, hosting thing you're doing, because it's not working for you. I don't know what you could do, to tell you the truth, because I never really saw any of your skills on planning an event for charity. So I'm just really not understanding what you do. You didn't show me any of that this first season. So I'm hoping you get on your scale of your sexuality. Who do you identify with as far as your race? And then let us see you, who you are. Because right now, I think you're a very confused, mixed up young woman with children. And that's not a good look. So I'm just going to get off the bandwagon with you because you disappointed me totally this season. And I hope for your kids' sake, you have been investing your money real well from the paycheck that you're getting from this show. So they won't have to go through your drama because your kids could do it. I ain't going to talk about it, but I hope we're going to have to keep you in prayer and your family because you're a hot mess. Okay, we move on to well, hell, Andy's still on Katie. He's asking Katie if she's thinking about being a lesbian, or because she's definitely called herself biracial, bisexual, and will be bi-coastal soon. I don't know what that bi-coastal. I hope she don't come to Atlanta because we can't deal with. She'll get, woo, she would get definitely sold up, or she calls herself going to New York for whatever reason. They will sew her up there too. So I'm just not understanding what she talking about, this bi-coastalness. Now the biracialness, she's always said she slept with women before. She even made reference to she'll have probably a threesome with Michael and her, because she identifies more with her, and especially with her being married to a white man, and they both young. Now I'm telling you, Ashley, you better watch out for Katie, because she seems like she's one of them snakes in the grass. She'll be trying to hook up with you to hook up with your man, and it'll be another whole issue, because she loves your world that you reside in at this moment. And yours is kind of shaky too, because you have to do what your older husband tell you to do at all times. Reason why? Because you ain't got no money, you got no pool, you got no power. So we understand your plight. You just came up on an older man's resources, and that's fine. People do it all the time, that want to do it. And then you have women that want to be boss for themselves, get what they got, and then have the relationship, but have it separately, because two don't mix. They really don't mix. Okay, you can have your love thing, be it your husband, respectfully other, partner, whatever. But when it comes to your business and you handling business, it's best to separate that from family, from your husband, because it never works. Y'all will be ways fussing about finances, this, that, and that. And when it's time to get down to the loving and stuff, you don't want to touch each other. And I understand that fully. Trust me. I know about that life. But anyway, as we go along, let me get out my little soap opera. Okay. But then we go along. it's just giving me that tease that she's trying to sneak into your household. So keep her out, Ashley. Keep your antennas up. Your women's intuition. Keep it strong, especially when it comes to Katie. But moving on. And it asks Giselle what she feel about that, and she said she had no feelings about it really because she's strictly ridiculous. So with her making that comment about she'll have anger sex with Giselle, honey, you couldn't even get to Giselle's door. What are you talking about? So, and she won't open it up, Katie, because she think you stupid. She think you stupid, girl. Okay, because she already told you the white folks don't want you either. But evidently you think you got to pass. You think you got to pass. I don't know where, but excuse me, it is what it is. Okay, we're moving on. And is asking among the women on the show who would she go for as seeing Sharice. Who would she go with on the show if she could have it? Honey Ashley say she patted Sharice, so I don't know if Sharice is playing in the waters or not. Don't look like she the type of woman would go that way, but hey, she's going through a divorce. She might want to mix it up a little bit. I don't know. But she just kind of looked at Katie like she was crazy and kind of did like a oof, like, no ma'am, not you. And then she said she would definitely go with Ashley. And Ashley was fine with it because, you know, I'm pretty sure Ashley is a swinger. But I'm sure she don't want nobody swinging with her husband. But anyway, what she might do, but they have a lot more money than what Katie's trying to do. So, but she did say she would do it with Ashley. She would do it with Charisse, and she would do it just I don't know, just have anger sex with Giselle. And Giselle, like, looking at her, see, that's what I'm talking about. See, that's why Giselle be getting on your ass all the time, because little shits like that be coming out your mouth. She has the card to go on you every last time. And right, I think she got about 7 in reserve for you, Katie. Okay, this is my pass. Give my pass card to get on her. I got 6 left. Okay, because she can get on your ass again. Because the stuff that come out your mouth, and you know Giselle gonna get you on point every time. Why would you even say that? Why would you even say you would have anger sex with her? That is crazy as fuck. But anyway, we moving on from you. Woo, I'm glad commercial came. Okay. And then we went to Andy and oh, I'm sorry. Before we went to commercial, Andy got off that subject. He got back on Katie, trying to be nice, nasty, and shady. He asked her, has she got her gala together? Did she ever get one? Because, you know, it was a non-event one. Even Karen had hers, even though it's for a 2-year event in the future, which I ain't anybody understand that mess either. But she had something. Katie didn't have anything. She told me, oh, she working on it. She'll come out in a few more months. And Sharice is helping her because she's on her board of directors. And I'm like, whatever, Katie. Then we go to commercial. We come back. They are showing past clips of Katie. And for her, all her antics about Giselle and Kate, and definitely the bit about the Bethany Beach situation and all the chaos that was going on there. And it had the men come out of the panel. Ray was on his wife's side, Karen. Michael was on his wife's side, Ashley. And he was just letting them go at it about the whole scene of Bethany Beach and him coming up to the beach on the last day of, the last night of them having their girls' trip. And, you know, like I said, I can see it from both sides. I think, what it was, Mike was just bored because he all this dirt, and I ain't gonna say he act all this dirt because he ain't number 55. So, but I guess he ain't got many friends. I really don't, because you know, when you trying to get rid of your woman and you know she ain't gonna do nothing, I don't understand what the point he was doing there either. Anyway, but with the whole issue of him coming at the latter end, it was kind of late at night. I really didn't see anything wrong with it. It could have been what it was, you know what I'm saying? And Karen just was, not Karen. Yeah, Karen was acting all stupid and stuff. Talking about she can't be with no man because the man might want to see her. And I could see her probably thinking he was, you know, being a little pervert and wanted to just see all of them in their glory and all this, that, and that. But she could have kept her shit together. Could have kept her, you know what I'm saying, her little cape or whatever she was, shawl or little, what do you call it? Summer little throw on her. She had to be all extra. I mean, because he was right. I'm pretty sure they got in about maybe 11 or 12 o'clock that night. And what they gonna be doing anyway? Oh, she just got on my nerve. All of them had got on my nerve. It was a hot scene anyway. You had your pros, you had your cons. But it is what it was. But anyway, Andy goes on to ask Michael how did he feel about his wife, saying he was proud of the package that he was carrying. Because, Ashley does make little fun and jokes about how big her husband's size is and he can go for his age. And was that really appropriate for TV? No, it wasn't, but we know ratchetness. All the housewives are ratchet when it comes to a certain degree, regardless of their class and status or, their culture. They get catty, as women do. So she made some comments, within the season about how big her husband was, this, that, and the other. And of course, any man gonna be proud of that for anybody to boast about their sexual size and all that. So anyway, we'll move on for that. Then Annie goes on to ask Karen why she doesn't like Michael and Ashley. And, they're discussing the whole beach scene and this, that, and the other. And basically, Karen just said, it's nothing that she don't really like about Michael. He is who he is. Ashley's who she is. But it's just the point that when you make certain references of how things are going to be, and you just be respectful to that tone that you're setting, because of the older women and what they expect, as well as the younger women, and they can be freely with whatever's going at whatever given time. But with Karen, she is the matriarch of them. She thinks so anyway, and she just really wanted it to be a women's type thing. She didn't want no man no testosterone in there. She just wanted to be break free. She just wanted to get her groove on with her so-called women friends. And, she wanted to be shady and wanted to act like she was the matriarch. Just the whole 9 yards of being the queen in the palace, regardless who home it was, this, that, and the other. And, she just felt some kind of way. And, Michael took some digs on her, saying, she is not a person to even want to, he would want to sleep with or even have any titillating imaginations of doing something with her in his mind that she couldn't foresee. And, it was just like tit for tat, and I was sick of it. I'm like, whatever. You don't like her, she don't like you, okay. Ashley lied about the whole events of everybody from start one to the day end. It was going to be just women. Okay. She didn't know you were coming. We hopefully thought that she didn't know you was coming. But then she could have forewarned the women or what they wanted to do or whatnot. But like I said, it was good for TV. It was probably scripted on that part, but it is what it is. But both teams were pretty much defending their stance on it, and they both made good points. But it is okay. It was all right. Let me see. Andy was asking Giselle, does she believe Michael's gay? And of course, she has made reference to it. Did she come out and say it? What she really felt? No, she didn't. She just put it like, hey, if he is gay, then I really hope he isn't, because that would be devastating to Katie. Unless they have this open relationship, she's a swinger, this, that, and the other. But like I said, none of that really came out. It's just the hints of how a person behaves and how they conduct themselves in certain situations that gave her that viewpoint. Just like it gave me the same viewpoint. Yeah, I thought he was probably gay, and I think Andrew's gay too. But hey, it is what it is. I'm sure it'll come out on one of these seasons, maybe. No, it'll come out in the media, definitely. Then he goes on to ask Michael about grabbing Andrew's ass. And he was saying he likes, Michael was saying he likes, what's the name? He likes Andrew. And like I say, Andrew spends all this time with these men on the golf course. He spends going on retreats with them. And, he never brings, or they never bring, or he never asked Katie to come along. Because I'm like, if you're going to a nice country such as Ireland, Katie's never been to Ireland. I'm sure it would have been a very good sightseeing moment and a good relaxing vacation for them. But he did not include her. So is he taking another woman, or he's meeting another woman there? Could be. Or is he going there with the fellas? And it's just a gay type scenery community that they're going to. I don't know. But it gives you a lot to think about. But he said that he just like Andrew. Andrew seemed like a fun person. So he felt like grabbing his ass. And that's pretty much was it. He said, okay, but you don't grab my ass. I ain't seen you grab my ass before. I probably would say, woo. No, I'm just kidding. But, he was very coy with the questioning and the response. So I'm kind of deeming that And it would have been okay with him grabbing his ass, maybe not on public TV, but it would have been a nice thing for him to do. But he didn't grab his. But moving on from that situation, um, he asked Raymond how he felt about the ass grabbing situation and this, that, and another, and what would he have done if Michael would have grabbed his ass. And he said, what's his name? Raymond said he would have been met with a fist to his face. So we already know. And, it was just him confirming what we already knew. Ray would have got to fight with the man. But anyway, um, then, they went on to start showing. Oh, excuse me. I don't know why when I talk, I get sleepy. But anyway, Giselle, he goes on to show clips of Giselle's ex-husband, and he's asking, Andy's doing this, asking Giselle she's dating, and it seems like her daughters are very much wanting her to start a relationship, and I guess give them a stepdad, because they probably miss their real daddy because they don't see him on a daily basis, from like what they were used to when they're both mom and father was married. But since they did separate and they got a divorce, they don't have that parenting of the mother and father all the time in the same household. So I guess they miss that. And they already know that their parents are not getting back together. And that's very well. And, how they're taking it on camera is very well. So it seems like both parents are doing a real good job by splitting up their time and being with their kids to let them, fully develop and have them constantly aware that right now, no, we're not getting back together. We have no intention of getting back together, but we want both mommy and daddy to be happy with other people if that's possible. And they learn to adapt, and I think that's cute. That's so pretty. That's a pretty moment. Not like Katie kids, they sitting up there asking Katie, where is Andrew and all this, and then she's talking about to herself and to the group in the reunion show that she's definitely learned that's one thing she's not gonna do is bring a man around her kids and this, that, and that. I said, oh, you grew that. I'm pretty sure people told you that, Katie. I'm pretty sure people told you that, but you just went on about your business. See, let me pull on up. Let me digress, cause see, I ain't even want to talk about her no more. Woo! Okay, anyway, we going back. We're going. Okay, we got me back. Giselle kids, and she's telling them yes, she's dating, and she knows better not to bring people around them until that's the one. That's why she didn't get Herman a fourth date, because she said that would be like solidifying that he's gonna be the one she's dating totally in a monogamous type relationship. So she had to put him to the back burner. He got 3 days on it though, but that was her standard. If you get to that third date, whether she'll give you a fourth date, because that's pretty much saying she's gonna make you her partner for life. So she's still dating. She's having fun. The social scene with her being on this particular reality show has definitely improved her chances of meeting people, because they're coming out the woodwork on social media when she goes out in public, just everything. So that's a good thing. Just hope she keeps everything in prayer and she watch who she's dating for her and her kids' sake. We move on to Andy and Charisse. He's asking, they're talking about something, and then Charisse, I think it's an issue with Karen trying to control the whole group and how she wants things to flow, and her being the sole center of attention. And she said something about she had called Karen, or Karen had called her, and they were talking, and in the midst of them talking, Karen had made a statement about she was the star of the show and this, that, and the other. And of course, Charisse didn't agree with her, and probably other people wouldn't agree with her either. That's on the panel of the show. But she thought Karen had a narcissistic type of attitude. And, hey, Karen was like, okay, cool. Yes, that means I'm a self-lover myself. Oh, yeah, and I love myself some Karen. And she was just pretty much saying that everybody on the panel should love themselves as much as she loves herself. And that wasn't really, something that she's going to be ashamed of. But how Charisse tried to spin it was basically saying that you will put yourself so far up and pretty much look down on anybody else. And, Robin didn't agree with that statement either. And she said, oh, let's get a fact checker. And somehow she got her phone and she looked up what narcissistic is, and she read it, and it basically was being a self-lover. Even Andy had said that, but she said no, it's much more to that. Like I said, she was on a stank attitude, and I was like, oh my goodness, I'm just sick of her. Why she just didn't get the phone and just go through till she found out the one that she wanted to present of narcissistic. But anyway, we gonna move on to her because I'm mad at her too. Um, and he asked Katie, because he's showing past clips of her and everything, and the scenes of where she was just acting too raunchy, too over sexual with Andrew, and her behavior just was totally awkward. And they were like getting comments from Karen and Ashley and Robin about how they felt about her and her actions. And they're like, well, we didn't know what she was doing. We always pretty much thought she was drunk and this, that, and the other, and had too much alcohol. But Giselle was really pointing it to her pill popping and all this other stuff. She was taking it down another whole avenue. And even if you just drinking too much, that's enough right there to open up the floodgates for being substance abused, or abusing substances to get away from whatever mood that you're in or whatever's irritating you. And you need to, have some things such as pills or drinking or overindulgence of food or whatever, just to calm your nerves or make you feel, okay about that situation or circumstance that you're experiencing at that time. But, like I said, it's a hot mess. But Katie was like, no, that's usually me. Yes, I did drink a little bit too much, but I was just enjoying the mood. I was just enjoying everything. And of course, I was enjoying Andrew at the time. But, pretty much everybody on the panel said, her actions there, she just should have kept it behind closed doors, off the camera, because it wasn't a good scene at all for her. And she agreed to a certain degree that she was wrong, but she was still holding up on her stance that she was doing what she wanted to do. Whatever, Katie. Then we goes to Katie goes off, doesn't like Giselle's viewpoint or what she was saying about she was messing around with drugs, maybe because she was in a custody battle with her former husband. And it's just not a good look for her to be making assumptions like that, because that could get her in trouble with the law, and them possibly wanting to start investigation on her behavior, because you can't be acting that way if you are in fact partaking of illicit drugs and this, that, and the other. So she was trying to tell her cool it on that. She didn't appreciate that. So then we moved on to him asking another question. He asked Kate how she believe Giselle is jealous of her and has like malicious intent towards her. And she goes and say the respectful thing, and I'm pretty sure she felt that way too, that no, she don't think Giselle is jealous of her, because really, what does she have? She really don't have as much as Giselle. Giselle has an ex-husband that still look like he likes her or wants to devour her, and he's taking care of his children, and everything's lovely in Giselle's world to that degree. But, everything is falling apart in Katie's world because she's stuck with her children. I don't know if the ex-husband, which is her first husband, she only was married to for 14 months. Is he taking care of his kids? I don't know. Because she was living off of Andrew and in Andrew's flat or a condo or wherever they was. So I don't know where she living now. She probably living with her mama, to tell you the truth. But we were going to move on from that situation. Then Giselle goes on to talk to Katie about being responsible for her behavior and actions, either on camera and off camera. And Giselle is asking Katie, does she wants her to talk to us, the viewers, as well as the people on the panel, or what was edited out of the show. And she said no. And then she said, okay then. And then Andy, being messy Andy, he's saying, well, what was edited out the show? And then he was asking that towards Katie. And Katie said she don't know because she's not an editor. And then, just what Giselle was making reference to, evidently Katie was late for that particular taping of the show. And she came drunk. She was 2 hours late, came drunk, and then she peed on the couch because she couldn't hold her bladder. And, Katie was saying, yes, I did pee, but it was a little pee. And then Ashley gonna try to straighten things up and say that, no, it was just some coochie sweat. And she said, no, it was a lot more than coochie sweat. Giselle was arguing with Ashley about it. But in fact, Katie did pee on the couch. Now, I guess when you're insanely drunk, you don't care about what you're doing at the time. But that's not a good look for a person that has 3 kids. And, she's, trying to pay attention in the social media, how people view her, or even out in public, because those kind of antics that she was doing would land her in a position where her first husband could come and get the kids, because she's not acting like adults should act. So that was exposed and edited out, but it happened. Then we go to Giselle and Katie still denying the promotional shooting. Well, that's pretty much in the same spiel. She was saying that she wasn't 2 hours late. She didn't come drunk, and she only peed a little bit on the couch. I mean, come on, Katie, stop it. We go to a commercial, then we come back, and we're wrapping up the whole show. And that was the last taping of The Housewives of Potomac. Because, like I said, this is reunion part 2, season 1, episode 12. And basically, he's asking what the young ladies felt about being on a reality show, them getting through their first season, and how it affected them, negative or positive. And Ashley says she's, looked back on a lot of things, and she did consider herself having some moments of being a thought, meaning that hoe over there, but not like messing with different men or whatever, but just on how she conducted herself. She was humping Robin in one particular episode, or a social event they had out. She had just met the girl, and she just done little, immature stuff like that. She did reflect on it. She said that wasn't a good look, not with her trying to be in the business world and make a name for herself. So she's working on that. That was great to even bring out, that you were gonna try to work on that. Um, Robin had said something about she's going to be opening up more about her situations and being more relatable when it comes to her and Juan's relationship. So hopefully they'll may get back together as husband and wife instead of living a facade. When it came to Giselle, she said she came out looking like the cool mom. She felt she was on point with everything that she showed on the Housewives show. And that's when old crazy ass Sharice had told us at the very end that her husband is no longer speaking to her because she made this show and came out with a lot of stuff that he didn't want broadcasted. Oh, whatever. And let's see. Robin and Katie. I don't know what Katie said, because she really needed not have said anything else. Pretty much just kept silent. That didn't really need to go at anybody. She just should have just answered whatever question she needed to and kept silent. Because when Giselle brought up that PP mess, I was like, I'm through with her totally. So that's pretty much all we had. And he just told Karen to take us out with a toast for the first season of the show, and she did a very good job. Can't remember what she said, but I know it was more so bonding of the friendships, becoming more friendly based off camera, so they can really reflect and show themselves how they need to act totally when they're on camera. So that was good, guys. It was a good showing. Like I said, hopefully Katie will pull up next season. I don't want her to be off the show, because sometimes she do entertain me a little bit, but she disgusts me more than she entertained me. But it is what it is. We gotta have somebody in the show like her. But hopefully, second season she can drastically improve. Whoo, not focusing on her seeing nobody, but just getting herself together mentally and physically is what I would like to see. Sharice, I would like to see her hopefully with that swimmer instructor. They looked very good together. Maybe she can hook up with him. Other women pretty much had themselves together, because they're going to be who they want to be with. And I need Robin to either decide she's going to be with her ex-husband, husband, whatever. I need her to get that together. But the rest of them were on point for me. Giselle's going to be who she is. Ashley's going to be who she is. And we know Karen is going to be who she is. So that's all I had, guys. It was a good reunion. And hopefully we'll see them with some more issues with the upcoming season. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. Tell several of your friends about me. And I will see you next time when they bring back the Real Housewives of Potomac. All right, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.